I'm not here to debate the nepotism thing. I'm here to, because I don't think it only happens to actors. I think for sure there should be stricter laws, and one of the main issues is that there are no strict laws.
Ji.
Hating for no reason, being like your body looks like a 14-year-old boy. No, I've never engaged with my trolls because I believe in ignorance is bliss and, just doing your work and just going on about it. He's such a positive person, but he's someone who gets, I think, the maximum amount of hate. Hi, I'm Ananya Panday, and you're watching Bollywood Hungama. Do subscribe and hit the bell icon.
We have with us Ananya Panday, and she has started a wonderful campaign. It's called So Positive. We'll talk about that and much more. Pleasure having you back on Bollywood Hungama.
Thank you so much, sir.
What was the catalyst that drove you to start this campaign in the first place?
I don't think there was one reason. I think there was many things that were happening. I think the thing with social media bullying and cyberbullying is that everyone sees it happening because it's on such a public platform. It's not one-to-one. It's for the full world to see. So I think it was just small things that I kept seeing happening, not just with me, with people around me. And I think that just led me, I wanted to do something, but I wasn't sure what I could do. But then I realized that when you're an actor, you have a voice and people are listening to you and people are taking you seriously and people are looking up to you. So you should be using your voice in the right way, and you should do even the littlest things to make a difference.
I think the message that you posted was wonderful.
Thank you.
And it was a bit surprising that you being so young and what you said was way beyond your ears in a way. So if you can just tackle a few of the issues that you've spoken about.
Yes.
You've spoken about people talking about your parents. Does that hurt?
Yeah, I think that's something that actually hurts me the most. I don't care when people talk about me because I believe that I'm strong and I can deal with that. But I think it's unnecessary to involve, okay, my dad's an actor, but to involve my mom and to involve my younger sister or my friends who are not a part of the industry, I get very protective about that. And I think when I decided to start this campaign, I put every little girl out there or every little boy out there in my sister's shoes. And I tried to think, if this was happening to her, how would I feel?
Right.
So I think I took it very personally when I started thinking of it in terms of it happening to my family and people I'm close to. And I think that's why I feel for it so strongly.
Nepotism.
Yes.
When people talk about the nepotism, that you got it easy.
I don't think that bothers me because Tiger constantly told me that, that your work speaks at the end of the day. And, once people go into that theatre, they're not thinking about who your father is or who your mother is. They're just looking at you as an actor. So the nepotism thing doesn't bother me. And I'm not here to debate the nepotism thing. I'm here to because I don't think it only happens to actors and I don't think it only happens to star kids. I think it happens to everyone out there. So this campaign is not about me. In that video, I took personal examples so that, I could tell people what it, because I could relate it more to myself and I could tell people exactly what I'm feeling like. But this campaign in general is for everyone.
Fashion and makeup.
Yes.
Is that something that makes you conscious because you're a star?
Not at all. No, it doesn't at
There are
all.
judgments all the time?
No, I think I've just, become very comfortable in my own skin and just comfortable and real in the way that I dress. And I want people who look up to me and people who follow me to believe that they can do that as well. That, it's okay. People can say whatever you want, but as long as you're happy and you're comfortable in what you're wearing and what you're doing, I think that's all good.
So what exactly do you plan to do with this campaign?
So I believe in taking baby steps. So I just believe in starting the conversation first. So the first thing that I wanted to do was just bring this to people's notice that, this is something that's wrong with our society and it's been wrong for a while now. And, it's not okay being hateful and it's not okay being mean on social media. So the first thing that I wanted to do was just start a conversation and raise awareness on this. And I think the second thing that I want to do is just build a community because, when you're going through social media bullying and when you're going through people being mean to you or being negative, then you feel like you're alone and you feel like there's no one else who understands what you're going through. But there are so many people who are going through this. Everyone goes through this at some point in their life.
Right.
So I want to build a community where people know that they have other people that they can talk to. They have me if they want to talk to, someone. And there's just people who are going to stand up for you and who are going to back you up. And obviously at a later stage, I want to obviously introduce psychiatrists and psychologists and doctors to my page where they can come and speak to people. And I myself want to go to schools and meet people who have had, certain experiences and try my best.
Do you feel that there should be stricter laws?
I think for sure. I think for sure there should be stricter laws, and one of the main issues is that there are no strict laws.
Ji.
And that's why even when the thing that happened with me with the USC thing, when the college admission
Right.
thing, I also didn't know how to go about it because I didn't know legally what route to take or, if I should approach the police. I didn't know what I could do exactly. So that's why what I'm trying to do is now formulate, show people a little more organized way in which they can deal with certain matters. But I think, yes, the laws definitely need to be stricter.
Right.
Because there are certain laws in place for women, but then they're not applicable for men. So there's just a lot of, grey area. So I think that needs to change.
There's a thin line between torture and humor.
Yeah.
Many people
Yeah.
at times they don't understand that.
Yes.
There have been instances when people have died.
Exactly, and I feel like, even that, I feel like people with memes and stuff, that's funny, there's a limit that, it gets funny and, you laugh at it and you have thick skin. And I feel like even with constructive criticism, I feel like I'm one who can take it. If someone tells me that, okay, we feel you're not a good dancer, work on your dance, I can understand that and I can take it. But just hating for no reason, being like your body looks like a 14-year-old boy and just like baseless things. I think people people aren't responsible with their words. They just say things and they go about their lives, but they don't know what they've said can change someone's life. It can change their relationships. They can lose jobs. They can lose so many things with just one simple thing that someone has just said out of anger or frustration. So I definitely think that people need to be responsible with what they're saying and they need to realize the impact it has on people around.
Right, yeah. Creating hashtags and considering that that's humor and collating a lot of stuff.
Yeah, and I think it's herd mentality. If one person does it, then everyone's like, oh, hame bhi bolna hai type. So I think like people need to be responsible for sure.
Okay, and you feel that maybe some sort of counseling can help people,
I think,
and there should be groups maybe, and people can come and share their thoughts.
I think what helps the most, I think personally what helps the most is just talking and letting it out. I think because once you start keeping it in, you become that negative person and then you might become the bully because you've kept so many negative feelings inside you. So I think the most important thing is just talking and letting it out and you'll feel so much lighter and you'll feel so much better. And I think, just giving love back to the people who are hating you, because I think they are the ones who need it the most, because they're obviously coming from a place of hurt or there's problems in their lives and they're trying to project that on you or take it out on you. So I think giving love back to those people is the most important thing.
Have you at any point of time engaged with any of your trolls?
No, I've never engaged with my trolls because I believe in ignorance is bliss and just doing your work and just going on about it. But I feel like if you're giving back to them and you're fighting back, then you're just feeding into exactly what they want. They want to create this negativity. They want a reaction from you. So I think, the only time I've replied in a way was when I posted about my admission and when I clarified that I actually got into the university. But that was more because of my parents, because I realized that when, again, as I said, that it's on a public platform, so you're not the only one who's seeing it. Even your parents are seeing it, even your friends are seeing it. So even though I wasn't that affected when it happened, my parents were really affected because I'm their daughter at the end of the day. And, it's hard for a parent to see their daughter go through something like that. So they were like, you've worked so hard and if you can clarify it, why not? So I think that was the only time I said something back.
There have been many instances that there have been so many talented people, but just because of the fact that they could not keep a cool head, things turned nasty for them.
Yeah.
How important is it for any creative person, anyone in this line per se, to keep a cool head, to have a life beyond your work?
Yeah, I think it's very important to have balance. I think, something that helped me through, when people say, how come you don't get affected by bullies and you don't get affected by negativity? I feel like I have a very strong support system and I rely very heavily on my friends and my family. And, I think that's why I can escape from my work and go back to them and be grounded in that way and, just disassociate with this entire thing. So I think it's very important to have a normal life, to have normal friends, people who are, not a part of this, and to have conversations beyond this. I think it's important. So I think what helps me with my sanity, I can't speak for other people, but what helps keep me sane is just having friends and family and do normal things.
Your first film came, many people loved it.
Yes.
There are people who also had these issues and so many memes, they came up as well.
Yeah.
Your first film, what was your response when you saw those that sort of negativity coming along?
I think I was too focused on the positivity and I was too focused on all the love that I was getting to even respond to the hate and the negativity. I think just the fact that little girls were coming up to me and saying, "Park here now, princess," was just everything that I've waited for my entire life.
Right.
So I was just too happy with that.
You have people like Karan Johar in your life, and
Yes.
you must be seeing how he deals with trolling on a regular basis, and he has been subjected to some really harsh trolling. What is it that you talk to him, and what is it that you've learned from him?
I think Karan for me is one of the most inspiring people because he's just so unafraid to be himself. He's so comfortable in his skin, and he inspires everyone around him to be exactly like that. Like whenever I hang out with Karan, I feel like I can do anything and I can be anyone, and I think that's such a nice quality for someone to have. So, and he's such a positive person, but he's someone who gets, I think, the maximum amount of hate. So I think I feel very bad personally, but he deals with it so well, because I think he just doesn't care about what anyone else thinks as long as he's happy, which I think is the right attitude. I think your happiness, your mental health is the most important, and it should come before anyone and anything else.
Talking about so positive, you can tell us that do you have handles on Instagram, Twitter? Do you have hashtag? So if you can maybe give those.
So the Instagram, Twitter and Facebook handle is So Positive DSR, and currently it's only on social media forms, but hopefully I'll be going out to schools and talking to people myself.
Okay, we've seen Deepika having this wonderful initiative for depression.
Yeah.
Do you think that apart from your film work, this is one initiative that will have a lot of importance for you?
Yeah, I think this is something that that's very important to me, and I think I can handle it also side by side. And I feel like we live in a digital space. We live on social media, a lot of us, you know, it's me, because most of my growing up years has been on social media. So I think I spend so much time on my phone. If I can use it responsibly, then why wouldn't I?
Definitely.
In a way,
Definitely.
Hi, I'm Ananya Panday and you're watching Bollywood Hungama. Do subscribe and hit the bell icon.